your boy Dabartist, and I'm here. I'm gonna just do a cut, improvise. We have a little video shoot, so I'm gonna come up with, some kind of look for what I'm going for. I'm not sure what I'm going for. I'm pretty scrubby, so I'm gonna start doing my own thing. Not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something. So sit back, relax, enjoy.
Alright guys, first of all, we're gonna cut down the hair underneath the chin, and what I do is I close the clipper so that it can get as close to the skin as possible, and we just go all around the chin, all around the outline of the beard. This technique I use because the Andis doesn't work well with large amounts of hair, so what I tend to do is I use my clipper to cut it down before I use the Andis. Now I'm combing out my beard because I'm going to shape it up and cut off the ends of the beard. The ends are usually the hair that is sticking out of the beard that is deforming it. So what I'm doing here with the clipper is that I close it all the way down, and I'm using it like a scissors to literally shape my beard. Now depending on the shape that you want, you cut in those different directions to create the look that you're going for. Now the look that I'm going for is a round look to be symmetrical with my beard, so that it gives it that holistic look that my beard is going straight into my sideburns, and that's the look that I'm going for this cut. So after you finish, cutting down your beard the way that you want it, now what I usually do is I create a rough draft of how I want my beard to look with the clipper, and of course you're gonna keep it on close, and you create the outline of how you want your beard to look. And that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just creating like a little rough draft of how I want to actually outline my beard. So basically I'm getting those long hairs out. Now if you just shaved or your hair isn't as long as mine, you wouldn't have to use this technique, but this technique is a good technique to use if you let your hair grow out for a long time. Alright, we got the 1/16 close, and we're cutting down the beard just to make it symmetrical. My hair usually curls up, so I don't like it curled up when I have a fresh cut, so I'm just cutting it down so that it can look even and good for the finished look. Alrighty, so oiling your clippers is always a good habit to have. It keeps the blades moving smoothly, and I use a toothbrush to get the hairs out of the teeth of the blades. So I'm using my outliner to get those crisp lines that everybody loves. And I'm about to start in a few. In 3, 2, 1. Next, one of my secrets, I use powder, and what I use powder to do really is to create an outline so that I know where I already went over. So as you see there, the powder isn't really showing up much because the clippers are still a little getting prepped, but as you can see, you see the white lines coming through as I start to outline by the mustache. Alright, when you're cutting your mustache, of course, and you're doing it yourself, you're gonna have to kind of twist up your face like I'm doing it right there, so that you can stretch out the skin so that you can get a nice clean cut. I noticed that I had too much hair around my mustache area, so I'm cutting it down with no guard with the grain. And what that usually does is it cuts the hairs that are sticking up. Now we're back at it. Now of course, like a house, you're gonna do your goatee. It's basically like a roof, depending on how pointy you want your mustache to be. That's how pointy your goatee is going to be. And now, as you can see, the powder is a nice tool. It's almost like a tracing tool, and it allows you to see the actual finished product before it's actually done, and it kind of guides you and it kind of helps you. And it also makes the skin around where you're outlining soft and smooth, so that that area has less abrasion when you're actually cutting. Alrighty, so if you're wondering the technique of how to get the powder on the clipper, all you do is you put the powder in your hand and you just move the clipper forward so that it's on the front of the blade. Now what I'm doing here is I'm creating the outline. As you can see, the powder is actually doing a good job to let me know where I am and how straight that line is right there below, right above my chin or on my chin. And as you can see, usually, you have hard times kind of knowing the shape of the goatee that you're doing, but the powder allows me to actually see the line. I think this powder technique would be a good technique for some people to actually try and use. And you see me getting the corner right there. And some people say that they can't get sharp corners or edges, but usually from my experience, going over it multiple times gets the job done. Alright guys, this is the home stretch. We got the outliner there. We create our first line, and as you can see, it actually creates a line with the powder. And that's the beauty of using this technique right here. You get to actually see where you're outlining and kind of dictate what you want to do with your cut as it's happening. Once you're a self-barber, you need those tips to kind of help you through your cuts. And you see I'm demonstrating there how I actually put the powder on the clipper, and it doesn't really obstruct any clipping, but sometimes the clipper does get clogged and you have to use your toothbrush to actually clean it out a bit. And as you can see there, when I'm cutting, I usually select the point where I want to go to, and then I dip in and I actually start cutting. When you actually touch the blades to the skin, the powder hits first and it creates a line, and from that point you can dictate what you want to do with your outline. As you can see there, I'm getting behind the sideburns. That is a sensitive area, so don't dip in too hard. Right there, as you can see me stretching my head across so that I can see the different points. And sometimes you're gonna miss spots. That's why over the years, I learned how to I kind of learn a technique, and I remember the different spots that are hard to see, and I use techniques such as this over here that you guys can use as well to actually see those different areas and get everything nice and smooth. And you can always go over the cut again with the outliner. Like you see, I'm not going too far down because you know, I have a problem with ingrown hairs, so I try not to use the outliner too much. Now that's nice, that's clean, that's perfect. And yeah, I'm done. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to the page, check out my Twitter at Dabartist and Facebook. And thanks for tuning into another one of my tutorials. It's greatly appreciated. Don't forget to check me out on Twitter at Dabartist. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Facebook. You can also join my Facebook group. It's called Self-Made Barbers. And yeah, just join the community and let's have this movement continue. Let's go. Dabartist is out.